Hello, you beautiful and amazing soul. Today I want to talk about feeling guilty for saying no. Just in case you're new to my channel, I'm Lupita V from Lupita V Coaching, mental health consulting. I am a licensed psychotherapist turned mindset coach. I'm also a published author, inspirational speaker, DJ, mentor, mom, but enough about me. Let's talk about you and why saying no makes you feel guilty. So this is most likely connected to some type of childhood trauma that you experienced. Maybe growing up, you weren't allowed to say no. You weren't allowed to disagree with your parents if you ever disagreed or if you ever said no. If you were a Latino or Latina like myself, you would never dream of saying no. You'd never dream of disagreeing with your parents. I don't know about you, but if I ever said no to my parents or if I ever disagreed with them, I would get my ass beat or I'd get smacked, something like that. And so I grew up with this where I used to be afraid to say no because I thought there was going to be a punishment for either saying no or disagreeing. This doesn't have to be connected to any violent childhood trauma. Maybe your parents would give you a look, or they would get really upset, or you would get punished, or you weren't allowed to go play outside, whatever that looked like for you. If you weren't allowed to disagree, you weren't allowed to say no to your parents. Having this happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, what that teaches you as a child subconsciously is that it's not okay to say no. It's not okay to disagree. And so you become very agreeable. You say yes to everything, even when it makes you feel uncomfortable, even when you don't want to. This creates adults who are either people pleasers or on the other opposite end of the spectrum where they say no to everything. And this hurts them as well. So it doesn't create this person in the middle unless they have done work on themselves, unless they really believe in themselves and have allowed themselves to trust themselves and build this sense of knowingness and security within themselves. That's how they end up in the middle, where they say yes whenever they feel like it, and they say no whenever it is going to serve them. But what I've seen amongst my clients and people that I coach is if they are people pleasers, that's because growing up they weren't allowed to say no, or they're at the other extreme where they don't trust anyone, and so they say no to everything. And both people at both ends are not happy. Both people at both ends want to change and really have this sense of security to be able to trust people and respond to people differently. They just don't know how. I go deeper into this in my free masterclass. If you're interested in checking that out, where I give you a deeper understanding of what's going on here, comment below masterclass and I will send that link over to you so you can check it out. It's completely free. So that feeling of feeling guilty because you're saying no is connected to that. And you don't have enough time saying no in order for you to feel comfortable doing it. So the only way that you're going to get more comfortable is by saying no. And actually in my program, my group coaching program, I teach my clients how to do this from a very authentic and genuine place where they're not just like, no, I don't know how to do that. No, I don't want to do that, because that can be really difficult for some people to do. I teach them how to say no in different ways so that it makes them feel better about not being easily agreeable or saying no, but they're not saying the word. They're not saying no. They're saying things like, that's something I can't do right now. I also want to say that the guilt comes from that, where you were probably guilted, and you were guilted for a really long time, over and over and over and over again. And so your system is expecting that. And when your system is expecting that, it will start creating those feelings to start making you feel guilty anyway. Unless the person that you said no to is making you feel guilty. So that's obvious, right? I don't have to tell you that's why you're feeling guilty for saying no, because they're guilting you. But if they're not guilting you and you still feel guilty for saying no, that has to do with the experiences that you've experienced in the past where people have guilted you. And so now you're doing it to yourself and you don't even notice that you're doing it. This is also in alignment with other things that you might be doing that you don't know. The people pleasing, you did that growing up because you were so afraid of your parents, you were afraid to let them down, you were afraid of disappointing them. Maybe they were very anxious and so you didn't want to like throw them off emotionally, whatever that looked like for you. You're so used to pleasing and so now you don't even notice that you're doing it and it doesn't serve you anymore. You also grow resentful against these people that you're constantly helping and you're constantly saying yes to. And it doesn't help either of you grow within that relationship and be able to have a prosperous experience within you two. So you might say, Lupita, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with feeling guilty after I say no? The only way that you're going to get better is number one, working on yourself and knowing that you deserve everything that you want. Number two, if you haven't worked on yourself, that's really important, doing the inner work. I can definitely help you with that. If you're interested in getting coaching from me, reach out to me or comment below. All of my information is in the caption. But doing the inner work and really believing in yourself and believing that you deserve everything that you want, including deserving to feel like, deserving to be free from the guilt is okay too. You deserve to not feel guilty. So allowing yourself to feel that is really important. Number two, getting used to saying no or getting used to not agreeing. Allowing yourself to speak up for yourself. Let your voice be heard. And of course, given in times where it's really not that important, yeah, you don't have to say anything, but are you just saying that it's not important because you're afraid to speak up, because you're afraid to disagree, because you're afraid to say no, or you don't know how to say no? That's a completely different story. And so it's important for you to allow yourself to start embodying this confidence, this magnetism of knowing that it's okay for you to disagree. It's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you not to get taken advantage of. And doing that inner work to get to that place. And number three, practicing, actually doing it. Not just thinking about it. There's a bird right outside my window. Oh my God, there's two birds. They're like dove-looking birds. Anyway, number three, actually practicing saying no. And again, if you need help with communicating this, you definitely reach out to me. But practicing saying no. And if you can't say the word no, finding ways around that to say no, but using different words to do that. So that's the only way that you're going to get better. I hope this message really resonated and helped in some way. Don't forget to like, comment if you tried this. Comment if you tried this, and I'd love to hear what your experiences have been. I know that it's going to instill a very powerful sense of self within you. I have no fucking doubt. All you have to do is try it. And don't forget to subscribe so that this gets more of this positive content out there to help other people, and you're the first to get notifications on any new stuff that I put out. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate you. I am sending energy to help give you the will and the power to get past this. If not, please feel free to reach out to me. All of my information is in the caption below to get coaching with me. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, I will talk to you soon. Remember, you have always been enough and you are so worth it. I'll talk to you soon.